Hello everyone, welcome to your second Python tutorial. And in this tutorial we'll be talking about variables. Now simply, variables are names to hold values such as integers, floats which are both numbers, and also strings which are text files. And so to define a variable, you can first type out the variable name. I'm just going to call it var, and we're going to set var to equal 5. And so as soon as you click enter, var is stored on your computer and it holds the value of 5. So in this case we can go ahead and print var, and you'll see that it prints 5. And we can also use var in mathematical expressions. Print var plus 4, and if we click enter and press enter, we will get 9 because var equals 5, and we're adding 4 to 5, and so then we will get 9. Now we can also if we go ahead and print var right now, remember, put it in parameters or parentheses. Now if we go ahead and print var now, we'll get 5, and you may be thinking, we just added 4 to it, why are we getting 5 now? Well, in this case we only printed out what var plus 4 would be. We didn't actually change var. In order to change var, we shouldn't print it out to the screen. We have to say var plus equals 4. And you may be thinking, what is plus equal? Well, plus equals, notice the equal sign means that you are setting var to equal whatever var is plus 4. And so if we press enter, and if we print var, we will get 9. And we can also do this for subtraction, multiplication, division. Like we could say var minus equals 3, and so if we go ahead and print var, we will get 6. And note that whenever you're using multiplication, division, the asterisk is your multiplication, the slash is your division. So we can also set variables to equal things other than numbers. For example, we can have a variable, we'll just call this text, and we can have the variable text equal a string, which is anything in quotation marks. So text equals, this is a string, and if we click again is press enter, and this is a string is now saved into the variable name text. So if we print text, it outputs this is a string. And here I'm going to go ahead and press enter a lot to make some room. So a nice little divider, so everything's clear. Now you might be wondering what will happen if we used 2 strings of text in a calculation or expression. So let's go ahead and make another text string. We'll just call this text2 equals, this is another string. And what would happen if we put text plus equals text2? Now you'll notice that if we have 2 numbers and we add them together, of course we'll get a sum. But what if we have 2 strings and we add them together? What would happen if you add text? That is like adding the word apple to the word tree. How would that work? Well, if we go ahead and press enter, and we'll go ahead and print out text after we added text2 to it, you'll see that it adds, this is a string and this is another string together. So whenever you add strings together, it basically merges them together. And so that's what happens when you add strings. And keep in mind that you can have as many variables as you like. You can have x equals 4, or u equals I'm sorry, U equals 8, Y equals hello. You can have as many variables as you want. You can do whatever you want with them. Print x plus u. Now here's a question. What would happen if you printed out x, which is an integer, plus y, which is a string? What would happen? Well, if you press enter, you'll see that that doesn't work. You cannot use two different data types in the same calculation. That just doesn't work. So in this case, let's say you have a string of text that you want to print out, and you want to incorporate a variable in it. For example, you might have a variable called age equals 21. And keep in mind that whenever you create variables, you want to create variables that have an appropriate name. So if we want to go ahead and print my age is, or in other words, I am, and you want to print out age, well, in this case, you cannot type in age right here. You have to separate I am with a comma and then put age, and then print out the rest of the statement, years old. So in this case, you can see right here, we're printing out I am, comma separator after the quotes, and you put in the variable age, and age equals 21, so and then we ended off with years old. That's how you combine a variable with a regular string of text that you're printing out to the screen. So if we press enter, you'll see that it says I am 21 years old. And so that is basically how you use variables. And remember, get into the habit of giving your variables according names that are suitable for its uses. Like if you're making a game that has money, then you're going to want to name the variable that holds all the money, of course, dollars or money or cash or whatever. Give your variables appropriate names and get into the habit of it now, because that's not a good habit to get into, giving them inappropriate names like X, Y. That's not a good name to give a variable. So I hope these tutorials helped you in any capacity, and if they did, do click like and subscribe for some more Python tutorials. My name is Zachary, and I bid you farewell.